Hey guys, we're back here in the bee yard today. We're going to try and crack this thing open. I've got the spacer and feeder back on it right now, but we're going to try and crack this thing open. See if they filled out any of the upper frames yet. They had been working on some of them, but I just want to see how far they've gotten and maybe see about taking care of the burr comb that's in the bottom and moving this honey super, which was acting as my spacer, up top. But we'll see how they take it once we get in there. We've got almost all of that gone already. Get a little close-up shot of that. So let's see what we got going on in the upper frames here. Excuse me. Yeah, not stuck together real bad, so I'm guessing there's probably not much going on in this frame here. Nope, nothing really yet. Nothing yet. We'll set you over here. And it doesn't look like much anything is going on in these next couple of frames either. But I can see some bees over here. I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these frames. We'll see what's going on. We've got some comb on there. Looks like nectar and capped honey. And the next frame is the one with the wonky comb on the bottom of it. So I'm a little afraid to pull that one out just yet till I figure out what I'm going to be doing with it. Well, you got to get out of the way. Make a little room here. So none of these frames seem to have a whole lot going on yet. Go on, little lady. I also need to get that entrance reducer out of there today. We had some cold nights the other night. And I don't know, I kind of panicked, I guess. Go on, go be with your buddies. Excuse me. You are right where my thumb needs to be. So we got a little comb built out on that side. Not a whole lot. Nothing on that side. But again, a little bit of comb there. And this next frame is going to be the one with a fair amount of comb on it. Hopefully not the wonky comb. That'd be the one next to it. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, she's stuck good. That means there's probably wonky comb on this one too. Let's make a little room here. We'll move them over. This is the one where there was still some empty space, and I can feel it grabbing, which means we're going to be breaking some comb here. Luckily, if there is room, I can move these by attaching them to another frame. But this is a big one here, folks. All right, not as bad as I thought. It doesn't look like I broke too much, but there is a little bit of honey dripping. A little bit of honey dripping. We've had a lot of clover. I planted a fair amount of it. So far, I am not seeing any eggs in these frames. This is the upper box, so they may be in the lower box, and that one's not too bad. That I can deal with. That I can deal with. We're going to put that back in here. We're going to try and move this whole box to get to the lower box. I guess I can go ahead and pull up the monster frame. Everybody probably wants to see that one. That one's got a little bit of dangly. Again, some pollen, some honey. But no brood that I can see there. All right, so we're very gingerly going to try and move this whole box over there. I'm going to put this back in order, in, nice tight. Try not to smush anybody here. But we'll get these all nice and squeezed together. I'll put that last frame on the outside there, give them a little smoke, and then squeeze these back together. got a good snug box. We'll move this whole box here. I'll have to break this one loose. All right, I think we got her there. There we go. Nobody's dangling too bad. We should be able to set her gingerly on top of here. We can leave her right there for the moment. And this is where we have a mess. So I left too much space down in here initially. They built some wonky comb. I tried to fill that space with some extra frames here. And I think that did help for sure. It didn't allow them to go absolutely rampant. But I have some seriously wonky comb in this bottom box. And I'm not real sure what to do with it. I should have dealt with it earlier. But looks like there is some capped honey in here. We've got somebody diving in trying to get a belly full. They're probably freaking out because I'm getting in there. So I guess I'm going to start over here and see if we have anything in these lower frames. Because if not, I may be cutting some of this comb off today and trying to put it in. I have at least one honey frame that I can rubber band that comb into, because that's about the height of it right now. It's, not really any taller than this box. So I'm going to try and get some of these frames out here and see. I'm going to try and not disturb the queen while I'm in here, because I'm pretty sure she's down here. I hope she's not over there or on the ground somewhere. So let's see what we got in here. We don't appear to be too stuck down at this end. Pardon me, ladies. Let's see what we got. Nope, nothing there. Nothing. That is actually a good sign, because that means I can potentially move some of this comb into a few of these smaller frames and then maybe stack it up on top. Let's set you ladies over here. Make sure Queenie is not on here. I doubt she would be. We'll see. Again, not too stuck. Nothing as of yet. I'm not seeing the numbers I'd like to see, but then again, it's only been really a few weeks since we caught this swarm, so I'm not terribly disappointed in what I'm seeing. I should have brought the screened bottom board down with me. I was going to swap this one out for a screened board. Let me see if I can get you guys a better view here. All right, so this was my original bait frame here, and it looks almost completely full, and then some. But I'll see about getting into that here in a minute. Let's see what's over here. I do see a lot of new young bees. little bit of pollen in this one here, but that is it. So it appears as though most of the bees are in this mess that I've helped to create here. And the original frame not looking quite as nice as I had hoped. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks since I've been in the bottom box. Just didn't really want to disturb them and didn't fully have a plan yet. So I'm getting back into it now. And we'll see what's going on here. And really nothing in this frame either. A little bit of wax work. Nothing being stored yet. Nothing being stored yet. So even on this frame here, it doesn't seem like I have much comb being built on this side. It's all in between. What a mess. I screwed up pretty good. But hey, you know, we do dumb stuff and we learn. Right? Hopefully. Hopefully we learn. So, I guess I'll pull this frame here, or attempt to. At the very least, I am going to move it aside to get a better look at the damage. And I want to see, I'm pretty sure there's brood in there. I would certainly hope, with the number of bees I do have and the young bees I keep seeing, I know they have multiplied. So there must be brood, right? It would just, how could there be more if there wasn't, right? So let's see. Okay, we're not too badly mangled there. We do have some honey. And some pollen. And some slightly agitated bees. Nothing really on that side though. That's shocking. But we have a massive lump of mistake right here. An absolutely massive lump of mistake. I'm going to go ahead and take this entrance reducer out of here too. Or attempt to. They're getting quite irritated with me at the moment. Maybe a little more smoke. So let's see what we got going on here. I believe that this comb here is just freestanding where I've broken it loose. But it is a massive lump of comb, and I don't want to destroy it simply because I can almost guarantee there's brood in there. Alright, we are going to attempt, since this comb is freestanding and has fallen over at this point, to attach it into this frame here. So this might get a little interesting. We're going to give this a try. They are not happy with me at the moment. But I'm doing this for you, bees. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So again, this does not look like brood here. These look like stores. Pollen and such. I'm going to go ahead and try and trim this down a little bit. I'll attempt to trim this down. I'm sorry to undo all your work, bees. So hopefully, without making too much of a mess here, I can squeeze this in. I am going to be a sticky mess, I can tell already. I'm hoping they will fix this up. And we'll try and rubber band this in. It almost looks like there's a queen cell here on the bottom, or the start of one. I wonder if that means there's going to be a revolt. All right, so there is my half-butted attempt at fixing my own mistakes here. Don't be too mad at me, bees. I'm new here. I'm new here, buddy. I have some additional rubber bands. And that piece there, if it doesn't have any brood in it, I will probably remove it just to try and clean things up a little bit here. Probably should have smoked them again. It's all right. Can we orient it the same way? I'm sorry. You're right where I need to be. No queen there. But again, a queen cell, or what looks to be a queen cell there. It's just in an unusual orientation. So we'll try and get this back oriented the way it was. There's the other queen cell I was talking about. Right. Let's see here. Frame number 2 with partial built in there. I don't think I have enough frames, small ones down here, so we may be fixing part of the problem today, but not the whole problem. And we'll try and get them to expand a little, excuse me, into this half of the box too. It's kind of weird. Again, don't have a lot of experience, but what I have seen, most of the time they'll build kind of from the center out. I think just maybe because of this frame being the only thing in that bottom. They started there, of course, but odd that they haven't, you know, kind of followed normal procedure from there out. And then here is our original wonky frame. And boy, she is stuck good. I really need to see if we've got brood in here because I'm getting a little nervous. Seeing no larva so far has got me a bit worried. Because, I mean, I don't see any. And maybe I'm just missing it. Maybe I'm larva blind. Let me get this broke loose. I'll give them a little more smoke here, and then we'll take a peek at what's on this frame. Looks like I've got some still attached to the bottom. We'll see about dealing with that. See if we got larvae, and maybe if we can spot the queen. Craptastic. I know. Funky. I know there is a queen in here because I did see her in one of the previous inspections, but I don't know if maybe she absconded or went out on a mating flight and didn't come back. I'm getting a little anxious right now. So I have a couple more frames I can add back in here to this empty space and maybe move this back over. I am out of rubber bands at the moment. I guess I could try to wedge that into one of the frames, but I really don't want to disturb it. And it does not appear to me that there's any brood in this piece of comb here. Again, that makes me quite nervous. I may need to requeen this hive. I think I've disturbed them long enough here. I'm going to try and move these back around and tighten this up a little bit. I've got part of the problem solved here. I'll just continue trying to work on this. So I guess there's a good possibility that that brood, I know I did see brood in here before. Maybe that brood has hatched out, and I don't know why the queen wouldn't be laying more. We're going to go ahead and tighten this up and add some of these empty frames back in. And then here in a few days, I will do this all over again with a couple more empty frames and some rubber bands and see if I can fix my mistake. All right, so we snugged up some of our frames here. We got a little bit of that space taken up. We've got some of that comb back in here, so we've at least reduced it by one more frame. I really need to get one more in there, and what's left should do that. I just need to get the other frames ready for that. So I need to pop the frames that have the dangly bits out of here and see about getting those trimmed before I set it back on top. Please, if you watch this video to the end, like it, subscribe, comment, tell me I suck, whatever. It helps the channel. I want to keep making these videos. I like to think that people are watching them every once in a while. All right. Thank you very much, people. We will see you on the next one.